Co-planning and co-teaching, an apprenticeship model for learning. Welcome to Module 3. By now you have learned the reason to focus on learning and what the co-planning and co-teaching process is all about. In this module, you will think about and learn a strategy for having productive conversations with your intern. Think about these questions and then use the voiceover to respond. Here are a few more questions to think about, and then use the voiceover to respond. So, what is an ongoing problem that we are trying to solve? Getting all students to learn. I don't know about you, but when I was teaching, that was the problem. How do I get all students in my classroom, in this school, and in this community to learn? We're going to revisit the co-planning to get us prepared for a structured conversation. To begin, you will see 2 video clips. So now I'm going to ask you to go to where video 1 is and view that now. What did you notice about the conversation from video number 1? Think about this question and then use the voiceover to respond. Please include whatever it is that you observed. Okay, now I'd like you to go to the mentor-intern video number 2. Watch that video and jot down anything that you observe. What did you notice about this conversation? What are some similarities and differences between the 2 videos? Think about these questions and then use the voiceover to respond. Okay, it's time. Let's co-plan a lesson using a structured conversation. Think of a lesson you are considering in your coming week of school. Choose an eye contact partner that can be either an intern you're working with or a colleague you have in your school. Have a structured co-planning conversation. Now, this assignment would be a nice practice assignment for your final assessment for this module. Upload a 3-minute co-planning video to Canvas from this practice round. So, what is a structured conversation? A structured conversation is a tool to bring out the speaker's ideas without divulging your ideas. This means that while the speaker is talking, you remain silent and focus on what the speaker is saying so that you may paraphrase back to them what they said. Pausing after you paraphrase gives the speaker an opportunity to add to their thoughts or make adjustments. Switching roles is very important because each person needs to feel what this is like. It's a very good thing to do in a number of venues, not just in teaching. To get started, the listener can pose the first question, found on the next page, and then follow the procedure until you get to ask the next question. Recall these 3 questions that you used in learning about the co-planning process. Now you will reconsider how to use these in a structured conversation. Now, start your structured conversation. Be sure to videotape it and put 3 minutes of video up on Canvas. What did you learn about co-planning in a structured conversation? What happened when you switched roles? Use a voiceover to enter your responses. Now we're going to think about co-teaching and structured conversations. Teaching is an ongoing problem-solving process. Every day, teachers encounter multiple problems. So we as educators are real good problem solvers. So for now, when teaching, you may recall that this is the process we use during co-teaching to focus on learning. Reread these steps to reacquaint yourself to the process. When having a co-teaching conversation, here are a few considerations to take into account to make the process flow smoothly. In teaching for learning, since this is an online class and you don't really have a place to do some co-teaching on demand, what we're going to do is you're going to visualize the lesson that you and your partner just co-planned. This visualization process actually has a lot of research behind it. Nathan Sharansky spent 9 years in a Russian prison. He played mental chess. Upon release in 1996, he beat the world champion Garry Kasparov at Cleveland Clinic. People went to the gym, increased muscle 30%, workouts 13%. Those who had visual workouts never stepped foot in the gym. Matthew Nagel, paralyzed in 4 limbs, implanted a chip in his brain. Within 4 days could move the cursor, open email, play a video game, control robotic arms. More psychologists at Olympics than athletic trainers. Imagine that. Visualization is an important process. I had all my pre-service teachers visualize a lesson before they actually taught the lesson. I would have them close their eyes and think about step by step. They enter the classroom. What do you see? Where are your materials? Where's your equipment? How do you want the class arranged? What are you going to do when the students enter the room? How are you going to get class started and students engaged? These are things that if students take the time to do this kind of visualization, their lessons go far more smoothly and they feel more confident in what they're going to do, and your post-teaching conference will be on far more important things than just woulda, coulda, shoulda, wish I hadda, oughta. To do this section, take a few minutes with you and your colleague or intern and do an individual visualization first. Once you've thought about it for a few minutes, enter into a structured conversation about your visualization. So choose a speaker and a listener and follow the same protocol. The listener listens to what the speaker is saying about how they're visualizing their teaching. Once they've stopped talking, pause. This is the pause where everybody takes time to correct your paraphrase or correct what they've said or added some more. Then you paraphrase what you've heard. This paraphrasing is very important. After you paraphrase, pause again because the speaker may have even more to say. After you've repeated these steps several times and the person is basically finished with what they have to say, ask a question. What did you learn about co-teaching visualization in a structured conversation? What happened when you switched roles? Use a voiceover to enter your response. Research shows that using a structured conversation provides a place where the speaker gets to voice their thinking. By having the listener be silent, the speaker gets to feel that they have been heard and that what they had to say is being valued. When does that ever happen as a teacher? By having the listener paraphrase, this confirms the speaker's notion that what they think is valued. The process empowers the speaker to put in their ideas into action with confidence, which is very important for new teachers. We have been studying this process now for about 4 or 5 years, and I would like to share with you a few of the findings from our mentors. We have worked with probably 100 mentors by now, and these are the findings from our mentor teachers' perspectives. The mentors felt they became better teachers. Imagine that. Well, by having to make your decisions public, saying, I'm going to teach this today because, I'm going to use this method today because, it really makes the teachers think, well, why do I do this? Because I've been doing it the last 10 years? Then they start thinking more deeply. Then mentors realized mentors became better mentors. By become better teachers, they became better mentors because they were listening to what their interns had to say, and they were able to build on the interns' knowledge rather than just talk at them like we sometimes do. At the end of student teaching, the mentors felt that the interns were far better prepared to be teachers. The students in all the classes were the ultimate benefactors because they had 2 professional teachers focused on their learning, and by golly, they learned. And all mentors have said to us, I will never go back to the old model for mentoring student teachers. Some of our mentors have wanted to put together some testimonials, and we would like to share a few of them with you. Take a few minutes to view the teacher's testimonial video. This is your final assessment, assessment number 4. Create a video of a co-planning session regarding a lesson you plan to teach using a structured conversation. Submit a 5-minute clip on Canvas. I hope you enjoyed the class and am most hopeful that you will try this out in some way in your classroom. Feel free to provide any feedback about the course or about how you use this process in your practice. I would love to hear from you.